Night air in South LA smells like hot asphalt and carne asada smoke drifting off a corner stand. Your phone buzzes with a number you don't save, a name you don't say out loud. You swallow, step under a flickering streetlight, and practice a calm voice you don't have. This is your life, level by level, inside MS-13 hostage negotiation. Level 1 Paro, the disposable messenger. You don't negotiate yet, you just carry other people's violence. Your shoes stick slightly to spilled soda outside a little storefront with barred windows. The older guys wait in a car down the block, engine idling, music low. You walk in alone. You don't buy anything. You just stand at the counter and repeat what you were told. La renta, a set amount, due on a set day, like reading a receipt. The shop owner's hands shake as he opens the register. He tries to talk. He asks questions. He says he has kids. You don't have answers, only a script and a deadline. You tell yourself you're just delivering words. You tell yourself the real men are outside. You tell yourself if you keep it clean, nobody has to get hurt. But your leverage is never your voice. It's the empty space behind your words. What happens if they say no? You feel your throat tighten when he looks you in the eye like you're a person. You're not a negotiator yet. You're a paper note that learned how to breathe and paper tears easily. Level 2 Checkao, the tested go-between. To earn your place, you have to prove you can keep a secret under pressure. Now the errands come with weight. Not just messages, handoffs. A plastic bag of folded bills warmed by someone else's pocket. A burner phone that stays off until the exact minute you're told. A quick walk to a parking lot behind a strip mall, where you keep your hands visible and your eyes down. You get used to time as a weapon. You have until tonight. You have until 6. Deadlines make people move. Deadlines also make you responsible when they don't. A victim panics and starts bargaining. The clique gets impatient and starts asking why you're still talking. You stand in the middle, translating fear into compliance. You tell yourself you're being tested. You tell yourself pressure is the point. You tell yourself silence is loyalty. Because if you repeat the wrong detail, if you bring back the wrong amount, you don't get a second try. At Checkao, you learn a new kind of math. The distance between two tempers is exactly the length of your spine. Level 3 Soldado, homeboy, the voice of the clique. Now you're not delivering messages, you're delivering outcomes. Your status changes in small, practical ways. You carried 2 phones and never keep them together. You memorize who pays what and when, cash from a taco truck, a couple hundred from a tire shop, a weekly cut from a corner that sells weed. You rehearse the script like it's a prayer. Calm voice, exact number, exact hour, exact consequence. You're allowed to speak for the clique in the small problems that turn deadly if they linger. Late payments. A bag that came up light. A girl who ran and knows too much. You sit in a parked car with the dome light off, listening to someone cry on speaker while you keep your tone flat, like you're scheduling a delivery. You tell yourself mercy makes you weak. You tell yourself pressure keeps order. You tell yourself heat is the real enemy, sirens, detectives, rivals watching for mistakes. Every time you make someone say, okay, you feel power settle on you like dust, quiet, gritty, and impossible to wash off. You've learned to control a voice and a deadline. Next, you'll have to control distance, borders, prisons, and messages that can't be caught, because you can be caught instead. Level 4 Corridor, runner between La and San Salvador. You don't just negotiate locally, you move instructions across borders and keep them intact. A passport sits in your sock drawer like a second identity you never mention. You fly out of LAX on a weekday morning with a backpack that looks like it belongs to a student. No jewelry, no colors, just jeans, a plain hoodie, and a phone you'll throw away before you come back. In San Salvador, the air is thicker. The taxi drops you near a pupuseria with plastic chairs and a TV bolted high in a corner. You order 2 revueltas and wait. A man you've never met sits close enough to smell your deodorant and slides a folded paper under your plate. Addresses, names, a dollar amount, a date. You tell yourself the border is protection. You tell yourself distance makes you safer. You tell yourself you're just transportation, not the reason anyone disappears. But you're carrying more than paper. You're carrying chain of command. You learn codes over WhatsApp voice notes, the kind that sound like cousins joking, and you learn prison procedures, how a message gets from an outside phone to a center in Azalca, how long a response takes, what happens when it's delayed. You become a living courier route. And every route, eventually, gets mapped. Level 5 Primera, Segunda Palabra, Deputy, Word, the negotiation boss. You supervise negotiations as a system scripts, proof of life, deadlines, and payouts. Your world shrinks into a few rooms. A back bedroom with blackout curtains, a kitchen table with a legal pad, and a car you switch every few days. People come to you with problems the way they bring offerings: phones, screenshots, a trembling contact number, a name that matters. You listen to recordings. You correct phrasing. You set the demand like it's pricing. $7,500 by Friday, $3,000 tonight as good faith. The rest when the family follows instructions. You require proof of life: today's date spoken, a specific hand gesture, a background sound you can recognize. You schedule the drop. A Ralph's parking lot in Pico Union, a bus stop on Vermont, a trash can by a laundromat at 2:17 a.m. You tell yourself structure prevents chaos. You tell yourself consistency keeps everyone alive. You tell yourself fear works better when it sounds organized. The burden is timing. If you push too hard, the family runs to police. If you go soft, your own side sees weakness. You manage the line between money and heat, between panic and compliance. At Primera Palabra, your voice doesn't carry a threat. It carries a calendar. Level 6 ranfla-connected fixer, inner circle problem solver. You don't negotiate single hostages, you negotiate the network, prisons, cliques, money flow, and damage control. Your phone rings less, but every call weighs more. Numbers from ES, numbers from county, numbers that never leave a voicemail. You keep a notebook with nothing written in full, just initials, arrows, and dates that only make sense if you already belong. You meet in daylight now, because hiding looks like guilt. A booth at a Denny's off the 110. A table outside a Panera in Downey. A quiet corner of MacArthur Park where you feed pigeons and listen without nodding. Someone explains a problem. A payout traced, a family that talked, a driver who skimmed, a kid who posted too much online. You tell yourself you're preventing mistakes. You tell yourself you're protecting the structure. You tell yourself you're the one keeping it from spilling. You don't just set terms. You reroute orders, replace people, erase loose ends with paperwork and pressure, changing drop methods, moving phones, shifting who speaks to whom. You coordinate with prison directives that arrive as simple sentences and impossible expectations. At this level, you don't feel powerful. You feel used, like duct tape holding together things that were built to break. No matter the rank, negotiation never sounds like shouting up close. It sounds like breathing evenly. It sounds like deadlines spoken without emotion. You carry voices across streets, across borders, across walls of concrete and razor wire, and you learn the same quiet lesson each time. Leverage is just fear with good scheduling. And you are always on the schedule too.